Hi everyone, and welcome back to my blog of the 100-day challenge program that I'm following. As you know, the last blog entry was the 6th of August, and there I shared with you some of the experiences from the first 3 rooms. It's the 29th of August today, and I'm about to share with you a couple of highlights from rooms 4 and 5. So room 4, what happened in room 4? Well, basically, this was a bit of a surprise because one of the guys that are leading it, Lawrence, our Cambridge consultant, decided to post a video showing him eating foods that we shouldn't be eating when we're following weight plans. And he ate some pizza and he drank some Prosecco wine and generally sort of pigged out, I suppose is the word. He also bought some dessert, but he just couldn't bring himself to eat that because he's reached a point in his weight loss journey where he's lost the weight that he wanted to lose, and he doesn't eat what he calls rubbishy foods now. He eats good foods and healthy foods, and this was totally against sort of the norm for him. So why did he do this? He wanted to gain some weight for us. I mean, obviously he didn't gain very much, but what he wanted to do was to actually join in with us and lose some weight on the challenge, because we started off with over 300 people, and by this room we were down in the 200s, high 200s. But what had become apparent was that although a lot of us were doing the diets that we were on and following our plans and were in the zone, so to speak, that there were some people who were really struggling to sort of commit to what was going on and were falling by the wayside. So rather than have an awful lot of people leave the challenge, he decided to sort of draw a line and restart almost for those who'd fallen behind. And he was going to do it with us. So he is now weighing in every 5 days. So he weighs in at the start of a room, and then again in the middle of the room, and he does it live and shows us his weight loss, and it really seems to have struck a chord with people, and they've sort of recommitted to things, and there's an awful lot more of us 100% now. So that was great, actually. There are of course some people who've been 100% all the way through. There are people like me who've just had the odd wobble, who've been 100% most of the time. And there are still people wobbling, and there are still people falling. So anyway, we moved into room 5, and in that room, as I said, I'm not going to share all of the challenges and mini challenges with you, but in that room, one of the things that we had to do was to share with the group what we'd lost out on because of some of our weight issues, you know, the things we've missed out on. And to give you a couple of examples of mine, I have spent an absolute fortune over the years on gym memberships. It was sort of a recurring pattern of mine. I would have Christmas, pig out over Christmas, put some weight on, feel a bit unhappy with a lot unhappy with my body quite a lot of the time, and decide that, right, this was the time I was going to go on a diet and do some exercise. And I'm not alone in this, because as a Cambridge consultant, I have to say the busiest time of year I have is after Christmas. Usually towards the middle to the end of January and into February, I have a huge increase in the number of new clients that I'm seeing. So I would join the gym, and I would go along and do my exercises 2 or 3 times a week, have a little session on the cross trainer and the running machine, etc., etc. But actually, I don't enjoy that sort of thing. Some people do really enjoy that as a form of exercise, but I think if I'm walking, I really want to be outdoors, and I want to be seeing scenery and going somewhere rather than sort of running on the spot. So after a little while, the enthusiasm started to wear off, and I just stopped doing it. So one of the key things I've learned is that in terms of exercise, the exercise that I do on a regular basis has to be something that I really enjoy. And I currently doing Taekwondo. I'm only a yellow belt, so I'm still quite junior, but I do it more for the fun of, I look forward to going. So rather than making myself go, I actually look forward to going. So it's an exercise that I can take part in regularly without having to force myself. One of the other things I've missed out on because of my weight is there are very few photographs of me at my biggest, because I would do absolutely anything I possibly could to avoid being in the photograph. I would be the one taking the photos. So there's lots of family holidays and events and things where, you know, there are very few photos of me because I just did not want to be photographed. Whereas now I'm quite happy with it. I mean, look at me, I'm on YouTube being watched by complete strangers. So that's absolutely brilliant. So one of the things I learned in room 5 was that, you know, by confronting some of the things that I'd lost out on, and I've given you 2 examples, but I had a whole list, I think there was about 7 or 8 on my list, of things that my weight has made me miss out on, actually makes you think about why it is you want to change and what it is that you're regaining when you actually commit to doing some sort of weight loss plan and losing the weight and regaining your healthy, slim body. So today is Saturday the 29th of August. I'm not sure if I've already said that, but hey ho. And one of the sad things to note as we've moved into room 6 is that there are only about 240 of us left. So we started the challenge with well over 300, and at the moment we're down to about 240. So looking forward to this room. Haven't actually checked out the video yet to see what the challenge is. So I will do that later today, and hopefully I will be posting very shortly to share with you what went on in room 6. And possibly room 7 at the same time, but I am making a conscious effort to try and do these in a more timely fashion. In the meantime, thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.